In our previous module, we covered the fundamentals of large language models, including pre-training and the alignment phase. Now we'll build on that by exploring how these aligned LLMs manage interactive back and forth conversations. This understanding is key for effectively writing instructions and designing workflows for AI assistants and agents. We'll also see how these principles are applied in AI creation tools like Integrail AI Studio and the upcoming EverWorker Canvas. This diagram shows our AI assistant architecture again. For this module, Conversational AI and Instructions Basics, we're focusing on two main areas. The conversing aspect, that is, the interaction between the user and the LLM, and the instructions that guide this dialogue. While knowledge and actions are vital for more advanced functions, a solid understanding of the basic conversational flow and how to instruct the LLM forms the necessary groundwork. We're looking at how users communicate with the LLM, how the LLM processes these communications, and how instructions shape the entire interaction. Before we proceed, let's quickly recap how aligned LLMs function. First, the user provides an input, which is a sequence of text. Second, the aligned model, leveraging the patterns learned during its training, processes this input to predict the most appropriate subsequent text. Finally, this prediction results in the model's output, another sequence of text which serves as the AI's response. This fundamental input-process-output cycle is central to all LLM-based conversational AI, and we'll now see how it extends to multi-turn dialogues. Let's define conversational AI. In basic terms, conversational AI refers to AI systems that are specifically designed to engage in human-like dialogue. This means they are capable of participating in back-and-forth interactions that feel natural to a human user. The primary goal of these systems is twofold. First, to accurately understand the user's intent, what the user is trying to communicate or achieve. And second, to respond in a natural and coherent manner, much like a human conversational partner would. This goes beyond simple command processing and involves managing context and conversational flow. We interact with consumer-facing conversational AI in many forms. Common examples include chatbots for customer service, virtual assistants like those on our phones or smart speakers, and specialized support agents designed to help with troubleshooting. The screenshots here show interfaces for well-known systems like ChatGPT and Claude. Users typically converse with these applications using either text or voice. The advanced capabilities of most modern consumer-facing conversational AI systems are powered by large language models, whose ability to process and generate human-like text is key to these interactions. Throughout this course, we'll use Integrail AI Studio as an example of a platform for building AI assistants, agents, and workers without requiring extensive coding. This diagram shows a representation of how a conversational AI assistant can be created in Integrail AI Studio. User input is captured via an agent inputs node, then processed by an LLM node, which represents the aligned model. The LLM's output is then handled by an agent outputs node to be delivered back to the user. Core concepts we'll be defining shortly, such as system and user prompts, are all configurable elements within Integrail AI Studio. The next generation version of Studio is EverWorker Canvas. While the specific interface may evolve, the underlying principles remain consistent. A fundamental aspect of working effectively with LLMs is providing them with clear instructions, which we do through prompts. The practice of designing these prompts is known as prompt engineering. Its basic definition is the crafting of instructions or prompts to guide AI models. The goal here is significant. Well-designed prompts directly control the quality, relevance, tone, and safety of the model's output. A useful analogy is to think about giving instructions to a human coworker. Clear, specific instructions yield better results than vague requests. The same holds true for LLMs. The prompt is our primary means of telling the AI what to do and how to behave. When engineering prompts for conversational AI, it's useful to distinguish between two main types, the system prompt and the user prompt. The system prompt is defined by the AI creator, that's you, when building an AI assistant. It sets the overarching rules, defines the AI's persona, and establishes the context for the entire conversation. Crucially, Aligned LLMs are trained to prioritize the instructions given in the system prompt. The user prompt, in contrast, is typically defined by the AI user, the end user interacting with the system. It provides the specific input or question for the current turn in the conversation. Understanding this distinction is key. System prompts offer persistent guidance, while user prompts drive the immediate dialogue. This diagram shows how the system prompt is configured within Integrail AI Studio. You'll notice the LLM node, representing the aligned model, has a dedicated input for the system prompt. The panel on the right, labeled System Prompt Setting, provides a text area where the AI creator defines these comprehensive instructions. For instance, a system prompt could specify the AI's role, its primary goal, its tone, and any operational constraints. These instructions will then consistently influence the LLM's responses throughout any conversation. The chat history length setting, also visible, is relevant to how much conversational context is maintained, a topic we will explore further. Now, let's look at the user prompt within Integrail AI Studio. The agent input node, labeled here with the above one user input, is where the user prompt from the end user is received. This user prompt is then connected as an input to the LLM node. On the right, the user prompt setting panel shows an example. What is 2 plus 2 times 2? This represents the specific question or instruction for the current turn of the conversation. During the design phase, Integrail AI Studio allows AI creators to test various user prompts to observe how the configured LLM with its established system prompt will respond. This slide presents the chatbot input interface in Integrail AI Studio. This is the interface an end user or an AI creator during testing would use to interact with the AI assistant. The highlighted area, User Prompt Chatbot Input, is the text field where the user types their message or question. For example, this is the user prompt interface of the chatbot. This input then becomes the user prompt that is processed by the LLM for that specific conversational turn, as we saw in the back-end view on the previous slide. This interface enables real-time testing of the AI assistant's responses to various user inputs. Once the LLM processes the user prompt, taking into account the system prompt and the ongoing conversation history, it generates an output. We refer to this output as the assistant response. This is, quite simply, the model's reply to the user. The content and style of this assistant response are influenced by a combination of factors: the overarching system prompt, the specific user prompt for that turn, and importantly, the conversational chat history, which is essentially the preceding dialogue. We will discuss how chat history functions in more detail shortly. This diagram illustrates how the assistant response, or model output, is handled in Integrail AI Studio. The LLM node, after processing all inputs, generates an output. This output is then connected to the agent output node, labeled here as 3, model output. This agent outputs node, such as to output in the example, makes the AI's generated reply available for display to the user. Here we see the assistant response interface within Integrail AI Studio's chatbot testing environment. After a user prompt is entered, such as, "This is the user prompt interface of the chatbot. Is that correct?" the system displays the assistant response. In this instance, the assistant replies, "As a large language model, I don't experience interfaces in the same way a human user does." This interface allows the AI creator to directly observe how the LLM responds to various inputs given the established system prompt in any existing conversational context, mirroring the end user experience. To summarize this module on conversational AI and instructions basics, we've established that conversational AI aims to enable human-like dialogue. Prompt engineering is the critical skill of crafting effective instructional inputs to guide the LLM's behavior. We identified 2 key prompt types: the system prompt, defined by the AI creator for the entire conversation and prioritized by the LLM, and the user prompt, typically from the end user for the current conversational turn. The assistant response is the LLM's generated reply, influenced by both prompt types and the chat history. Finally, tools like Integrail AI Studio facilitate the creation of AI assistants by allowing creators to configure these prompts and manage the interaction flow. These foundational concepts are essential as we move towards building more sophisticated AI solutions.